I'm on here for one thing. Now I know I haven't made a video all day, which kind of is which is kind of a bit of a shock, because I was very, very active yesterday. But after my top five, after my top 5 favorite Pokemon movies, something crossed my mind all day, and I really wanted to do this video. I don't know when this was crossing my mind. I believe this came around about my mind around about maybe 1, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock maybe, I can't remember, but it's been in my mind for quite some time, and I really wanted to sit down and do a video on this, but then I'm thinking, I'm like, nah, people will probably criticize me. People will probably criticize me for being so ignorant and why it's so different and what's the problem here. So I wanted to think of the right time to decide to do this, and I thought, maybe today, maybe tonight, doing it now will hopefully figure out my overall weirdness of this topic I'm going to bring up. It is a flaw. It's just a little flaw. I consider this as a problem, but it's a flaw to me. It's a flaw to me, and it's sort of a problem. And it can be a serious problem if you look at the entire anime as a whole, but it's really not that big of an issue, considering that this was off a movie, and the Retcon I'm going to talk about might not make sense. Now, in case if people don't know what a Retcon is when they try to change something that we already know that exists in the show. Like, for example, for Dragon Ball Super, for example. Now, this has nothing to do with it, but I'm going to say this just as an example. Is that in Dragon Ball Z, when Goku and Vegeta become Vegito, they know that it's a permanent fusion. But in Dragon Ball Super, they retcon that. They retcon it by saying only mortals can be fused for 1 hour, so in that way they can make sure that Vegito doesn't beat Zamasu. So that's a retcon, because we all know that's not the true fact. It's supposed to be permanent. So that's basically a retcon, in case if people don't know what that is. So there is a retcon in Pokemon. There's a retcon in Pokemon, which I'm going to point out, which I'm going to get to it very soon, but I'm going to basically use this retcon to explain the egg rule. The egg rule, as you, I think people know what the egg rule is. It's like, in the anime, like, Lily has an Alolan Vulpix, Ash gets like a baby, and Noibat, and Ash gets a baby Scraggy, and all that, how they get baby Pokemon. Dawn gets a baby Cyndaquil, from an egg. That's what I mean by the egg rule. There's like an egg rule that exists in the anime, that we know that's in the anime. But one movie completely retcons it, and just completely ignores it, which I'm going to get to in a minute. Now, there are some other people that will think that the anime did retcon this in the show, but I'm going to go over that. In the first season, Ash has a Togepi egg, and this is basically what I mentioned in my top five favorite movies. That Ash had a Togepi egg. It was supposed to be his egg. Remember that. It's supposed to be his egg. Brock looks after it to care it, so that way when it's healthy enough to hatch. And when it hatches, Misty has it in her hand. Just like what I said in my top 5 video. Top five favorite movies video. And the Togepi wanted to be with Misty. It didn't want to be with Brock. Didn't want to be with Meowth. It just didn't want to be with Ash. It wanted to be with Misty. Again, exactly what I said in my video. So, I don't call this a retcon. I don't call this a retcon because it's what I stated. What I stated in my top 5 video was true. Like, the Pokemon will only be with the person that has it in their hand when it hatches. Because when a baby comes out, they want to see, they see the first person. Well, especially when it comes to Pokemon. Like, Dawn had a baby Cyndaquil egg, which eventually came out to be Cyndaquil. Ash had a Scraggy egg that eventually became Scraggy. He had a Noibat egg that eventually became a Noibat. And Lily had an ice-cold egg that became an Alolan Vulpix, which she nicknamed Snowy. So where are you going with this, Patrick? Well, I'm going to revert back to my top 5 favorite movies. This is where the Retcon comes into play. And I'm thinking people are probably guessing where I'm going with this. In the Pokemon Ranger Temple of the Sea movie, they play the exact same role. You know, like, they're protecting an egg from the Phantom. And it's just like what I said. No matter, you can have the Phantom, Jackie, Ash, Max, Brock, Elizabeth. You can have anybody hold the egg. But when that thing hatches, when that thing hatches, that's when it counts. That's when it counts. So you can hot potato it between people if you want to. But May, when she made that leap of faith to save the egg when it was about to hatch from falling on the ground and breaking, the egg hatches, and it hatches in her hands, and Manaphy sees her as its mother. And this was basically the same thing with Togepi. Togepi saw Misty as its mother, so that's why Togepi wanted to be with Misty. So in the movie, they completely retcon this, and they don't allow May to keep the Manaphy. And yeah, I understand, it's a movie. It's a movie. Movies aren't meant to be, you know, canon to the story or something. Like, it's not meant to exist with the actual storyline. But I feel like it's a really big retcon. And some people say, well, look at the egg she got in the anime. Yeah, that's why they gave her that. That's why in the anime they gave May an Eevee egg. That's why they gave her an Eevee egg, because we all knew, we Pokemon fans knew, she had a baby Manaphy that couldn't stay with her, all because of a movie retcon. The movie retconned the whole egg rule. That's why they gave her a baby Eevee. Look, I've got nothing against Eevee. It's a cute Pokemon, and it can evolve into anything you want. You can decide to evolve it into anything you want. But I'm sorry, May should have that Manaphy. It shouldn't matter if it's a movie, because I feel like the movies should be consistent with the show. Jirachi Wishmaker. It was the first movie. It was during the Pokemon Advance series. Destiny Deoxys was a part of the Pokemon Advance Challenge. Lucario Mystery of Mew. It had the Pokemon Advanced Battle theme song. It had the Pokemon Advanced Battle theme song. So that proves to you that this movie existed while the Pokemon Advanced Battle series was going on. And also, the Pokemon Ranger Temple of Sea movie must have been around about the time when Ash was collecting symbols from the Battle Frontier. So, I don't understand how a retcon could affect something like this. And I know some people may hate this because, oh, I'm bitching over a movie. You know, if the movies were so consistent, I would have liked it if Ash caught that Lugia from Pokemon movie 2000. Because they saved the world together. Lugia could have thought Ash had been a good partner, so Lugia could have agreed to go with Ash. But the reason why they don't have people like Ash or May or any of the characters have a legendary Pokemon is because, oh, it will break the anime. It will break the anime. Ash will just completely own it. Own the anime. Okay, well, Tobias from the Diamond and Pearl series had a Darkrai. He had a Darkrai, and they said in the show that this guy, Tobias, had a Darkrai, and he destroyed the entire gym leaders, all 8 gym leaders, with just a Darkrai. So if a random trainer is allowed to have a legendary Pokemon, why can't Ash? Why can't Ash have Lugia? Why can't Ash have Groudon? Why can't Ash have a Kyogre? Why can't Ash have a Dialga or a Palkia? I mean, in the anime, Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf were all helping Ash, Dawn, and Brock to stop Cyrus from controlling the world. They could have gone with that. They could have gone with the heroes. They could have just decided to be with Ash and everybody. But no, they wanted to help Ash, and they returned to the lake. They returned to the lake after that. Pokemon movies, I understand they're movies, but they need to make sense with the anime. They really do. They really do need to make sense with the anime. And I just wasn't a fan of that. I just wasn't a fan. So, for people who think, oh, I'm just bitching, I'm not. I'm not bitching. I'm stating something that is just such a big issue. It's just an issue that boggles my mind. If people think I'm making an issue about this, and I'm complaining about it, and thinking, oh, I should accept that May got an Eevee, well, fine, she got an Eevee. She got an Eevee. So what? She got an Eevee. What did it end up becoming? It didn't have an evolution until she came to Sinnoh. It didn't get an evolution until it came to Sinnoh. May explained in Battle Dimensions, when she came back in the anime, she mentioned she went to Snow Point City to help her Eevee evolve into a Glaceon. That basically shows you that they really didn't have any direction for May's baby Eevee. It was the same thing with Sinnoh. Like, Ash's Cyndaquil didn't evolve until it came to Sinnoh. That was kind of stupid. But it was an evolution. And I'll probably do a topic on Pokemon evolutions another time. Pokemon that Ash should have evolved, because I'm not a fan of Ash, how he doesn't evolve his Pokemon, or he gets rid of the wrong Pokemon and all that. I'll probably go over those another time. But the thing is that this one movie retconned a simple rule. That's basically what I'm trying to explain. One movie retconned the entire rule of a Pokemon egg. And some people might think this Manaphy egg isn't an egg. Hello, have you seen the movie? It's a freaking egg. It's a freaking ancient egg. It's an ancient egg. Okay, May should not have bothered making a leap of faith to save the thing. Just let it hit the ground, and when it cracks, nothing will come out of it. That's what happens when you let an egg fall to the ground. It cracks and nothing happens. Eggs, or a chicken egg, or an egg that's supposed to be hatched from a chicken that becomes a chick. If you drop a chicken egg, what happens? Nothing comes out of it. The baby dies because it didn't hatch, and nothing comes out of it. All that comes out of it is just yolk. That's exactly what would have happened if May didn't save that Manaphy egg. That Manaphy egg would have became just a pile of glass with yolk coming out of it. So it's still technically an egg. It's still an egg. So in my opinion, May should have a Manaphy. I don't care if it's a movie. She should have one. Maybe she could find one in the wild. I mean, they will never have. You know as well as I do that the anime have never had wild, legendary, or mythical Pokemon come out. Sure, they've had in the animes where the main villains, when the main villains, try to summon the legendary Pokemon and all that shit. That's only because they're trying to rule the world. It's not like you will find a random legendary Pokemon appear in the wild and an Ash will just be so inspired to catch it. No, they've never done that, and they never will do that. So, that's basically what this video is about. I'm talking about a retcon one retcon ruined a simple egg rule. An egg is supposed to be the way to start a new life with a trainer. Ash had it. Yes, Ash was meant to have the Togepi, but the Togepi decided to be with Misty because Misty was it. Because Togepi saw Misty as its mother when it hatched. Same thing as May and Manaphy. How is that not different? That's something that people need to understand. How is that different? Okay, maybe Ash should have given the Scraggy egg to Silent, and then some people might have thought, oh, that should be Ash's Scraggy. But yeah, it will be Silent's Pokemon because Scraggy saw him as its trainer when it hatched. So how's that different? How is May and Misty different? How is May and Misty's little egg hatching different? Oh, May's is different because it's off a movie. That's why it's different. May's was off a movie. I'm sorry, but regardless if it's a movie or not, May should have a Manaphy. And the reason why, and one thing that really pissed me off the most is that they actually had to have the Jack character, Jack, the Pokemon Ranger Jack, completely tear through May like a freaking, like some kind of freaking person who was completely owning a rookie on the microphone when it comes to professional wrestling. You know, like when someone just completely destroys you on the microphone and you got nothing to say back at them. Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. Jack just completely tore through May like a sheet of paper and just completely broke her. And she had to release the Manaphy at the end of the movie, all because Jack tore through her. That's just completely different in my. But of course, I'm just complaining about a movie. I'm just complaining about one simple problem in the movie that shouldn't really matter to anybody. But that's what happens when you retcon a simple rule. That's what happens when you retcon a rule. Yes, I even might have some issues with Pokemon. Sometimes Pokemon rules that we've seen Pokemon rules in Pokemon games before, and we've even seen anime do provide some good rules, which, as we all know, is from the games as well. But when you retcon a rule, that's when we have a problem. That's when someone like me will have a problem. Which there are a couple more things I do want to go over on Pokemon, but I will probably do those in another time. But tomorrow is Monday Night Raw, or should I say Monday Night Ball, so I'm going to be reviewing that, because I'm a hardcore wrestling fan that loves wrestling. No matter if the show's shit or not, I'll still watch it. So anyway, guys, that's it for this video. I was thinking of making this short, but of course me rambling, kind of expand the timer out a bit. So that's been my video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below on your thoughts of this retcon, and do you have an issue with the retcon that I mentioned, or do you think, or are you okay with this retcon? So anyway, guys, thank you all for listening to this video. If you did, hit that like button, comment down below your thoughts, subscribe to my channel, and also hit the bell, so that way you'll know when I get notified. All right, so you'll be notified that I posted the video. So anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time.